Hey, how's it going guys? My name is Ratan and today I'll be talking to you about how to build your very own off-roader. So right here we have my 2016 Mahindra Thar CRDE. I picked this vehicle back in 2018 at around 18k on the Odo, completely stock with an exception of Maxxis mud terrain tires on it. I picked it up for around 9.2 lakh. As you can see, I've done a lot to this vehicle. So in this video, I'll be walking you through everything I've done. So let's begin. So if you just picked up a used off-roader or maybe picked up a brand new off-roader, this video might help you. Now the mod community is very overwhelming, a lot of unnecessary things out there, some pure gimmicks, some really helpful. You might be thinking on how to even begin modding your vehicle with so many options, so let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is my mud terrain tires. I've gone with the 33-inch Radar Renegade tires. As we all know, the old Thars come with some ugly set of stock tires. So my first suggestion would be to pick up some badass all-terrain or mud terrain tires. I would personally recommend the BF Goodrich for all-terrain and the Maxxis brand for mud terrain. This mod has to be the first go-to mod for your ride. I would recommend getting the right size for your vehicle so that it doesn't affect your suspension travel. These tires will have a life of around 30k kilometers on average. So I chose 33 inches mainly because I have lifted my Thar, but more on that later. The set of 5 costed me up to 80k. The wheels which I chose were simple steel off-road purpose rims, about 25k for 5. You'll be getting better traction and maneuverability when you hit the trails. Do remember, you will be suffering a loss of mileage, so be prepared for that. Other than that, go for this mod. As you can see in the back, I got my very own custom hardtop. We all know how bad the soft top is for the Thar. So I sourced this hardtop from Delhi from Azad 4x4. It's completely fiber based and as you can see the smooth tapered design is very beautiful to look at. It costed me about 1.2 lakh for everything including fixing. This has got to be your second mod if you're considering making your vehicle a daily driver. While picking up a hardtop, do make sure it does not have any water leakages during rain. If you're considering your off-roader to be a secondary vehicle and a complete track-based machine, then you can skip this mod. For my next mod, we'll be looking at my bumpers. As you can see, I've gone for some metal bumpers in the front, with a slot for a winch. The main reason I've changed the bumpers is merely for aesthetic purposes, although you might benefit when you hit a tree or something while trailing. Getting a winch mounted should be your priority if you're into heavy off-roading, as you'll be stuck in the track a lot. As for me, I'm not that into heavy track running, so I have opted out of this mod. I've gone with the Daybreak edition bumper taken out straight from the Mahindra Thar Daybreak. It looks absolutely gorgeous and highlights those big mud terrain tires. It costed me about 15k for this bumper. I've kept the rear bumper stock as I didn't really want to replace this out of personal preference. For my next mod, we'll be talking about the Pro Fender Aftermarket suspension kit. I've been using this for a while on my Thar. The difference is quite significant. Better suspension travel since it's 2 inches bigger than my stock suspension. We got less body roll, and most importantly, we have better ride quality. You can confidently take turns on high speeds, and it also makes space for my huge tires. Now, I've also used a 3-inch body lift, so I'm running on a total of 5-inch lift on this. One problem when mounting huge tires are the wheel articulation. During off-roading, this will tend to damage the tires on stock suspension. I would personally not recommend you to go for body lifts and stay with suspension lift, as it increases your body roll. So I spent around 28k for the Pro Fender suspension and 18k for the body lift. So a total of 46k plus labor for the fitment. Definitely go for this mod as it makes a huge difference on your ride. Make sure you get the right suspension kit for your vehicle. The brand I recommend are Bilstein, Ironman and Pro Fender. Next up, we have engine tune mods. I got this done from experienced folks at Code 6 Bangalore. Basically what they do is remap the ECU to produce more horses and more torque. It's highly effective with vehicles having turbos. You also get improved mileage. So initially I had a stock figure of 105 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque. They've bumped it up to 140 horsepower and 320 Nm of torque. I used to get a mileage of around 7 kmpl back then, but now after the remap I'm getting around 10 to 12 kmpl, so it's a win-win. I currently can easily cruise at 100 to 120 kmph with my setup. I've hit a top speed of 140 kmph. Do remember my ride stands at 6.7 feet and are running on monster spec tires. Just don't expect to throttle it out and get good mileage. I've been running this map for around 2 years now. I highly recommend this mod. I've also installed a BMC air filter for better air intake. I honestly did notice a slight difference in initial acceleration, but it's very minute. It costed me around 5k for the filter and 18k for the remap. The snorkel over here costed me around 11k, although you do get the dummy snorkel for around 5k. Another small thing that I've done to my vehicle is the removal of the heavy stock exhaust. I've replaced it with a simple side exhaust. Now the muffler of the stock Thar weighs a ton, and getting rid of that extra weight definitely helped me get a noticeable performance boost. Since there isn't any back pressure either. Know that if there is no back pressure, that does mean you will drop your mileage by around 1 to 2 kmpl. If you're willing to sacrifice mileage for performance, by all means go for it. Don't forget the epic exhaust note you'll get as a bonus either. Around 7k for this simple yet efficient setup.
Soon as I walk through the door, designer is at the toe. Yeah, young nigga off out his dough. My nigga come get your hoe. Yeah.
Now we all know that with great power comes great responsibility. Hence I had to upgrade my braking power. So since I've got these huge tires, braking has reduced significantly. So I replaced it with an aftermarket brake kit by T8 Performance. It costed me around 15k for this. It replaces the stock rotors with better drilled rotors. It helps in dissipating heat. Definitely made a difference for me for shaving off a whole second while braking from 60 to 0. Now we come to the optional accessories to enhance the looks of your vehicle. Right here I got my Angry Bird grille to give my ride a very mean look. Costed me around 12k with paint and fitting. Next up we got the custom fenders designed by Cam Customs Wrangler. Top notch work, I must say. Costed me around 13k or so. A custom bonnet scoop mounted on here too, purely aesthetic, around 5k or so. Yeah, these things are all based on personal taste, so go crazy. Nothing much done on the interiors here. I got 2 electric seats for the front from a luxury SUV. As you can see, it's pretty slow, but it does the job. Up next, I put some few stickers on the dash. I have a front-facing cam which will help me during off-roading. In the back, we got some front-facing seats too, with cup holders and storage. The front seats costed me around 18k and the rear setup costed me around 28k. We got some roof mounted Rockford 6 stereo setup and a bass setup of the same brand on the rear. Overall, till now I spent around 4.3 lakh on the vehicle for mods, but that's my vehicle. You can get it done for a good price if you get the right guys. So what's next? I'm considering a few more off-road worthy mods like a high lift jack, a sand ladder and other recovery tools. Maybe get a repaint on the Thar as it's getting kind of dull. But that's about it. This took a whole lot of love, time and money to build. I hope you too can achieve something great with your ride. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, do consider a sub. I will be dropping some really good content in the next coming days. Stay tuned and have a good day.